So in this video, I'm going to show you how to string a guitar. And a few things that I want to mention is to stay calm, try to stay relaxed throughout this process. You're probably going to mess it up if it's your first time or your second time or whatever, but you know, that's all part of the process. Stringing the guitar takes practice just like anything else. So you might want to buy a few string packs just in case you mess up. These are the strings that I'm using. These are Nylon strings and they are hard tension. Got them for $13.99. And as you can see, I already took all the strings off of my guitar here. I like to start off with the first string because it is the easiest string to string. You want to untie the string. And it doesn't really matter which end you choose, but you're gonna get one of the ends and you're gonna go over here to the guitar, and you're gonna notice that there are holes here that feed into one side, into the other. The first string, the skinniest string, you're gonna put it through the hole this way. Now, this is probably the trickiest part of the whole process. This is what I like to do, and there's probably more ways you can string your guitar, but this is the method I go by. I grab this end and I loop it under. And now we have this loop here. Now, we're gonna go through this hole here, like so. From here, I get my finger and I apply pressure. This is very important. I apply pressure onto the bottom part of this part of the bridge, like this. And I'm maintaining that pressure. So this is really different than applying pressure on the top here of this wood piece here. Applying it to the top is not what we want. Instead, we want to apply pressure on the bottom part like this. Now, maintain that pressure with your finger. Whoops. So maintain that pressure with your finger and now pull the string. Pull the string. And then it becomes nice and tight. Like that. Now from here, I like to just keep that tension so that it doesn't get loose and this loop we've created doesn't untie. And I'm just gonna slide the guitar over here. I'm going to now focus on tying it to the tuning area, I guess. So still maintaining tension here, and I'm feeding this side of the string through the hole. Okay, feeding it through. I'm pulling it on the other side just to feed it through, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of slack or give. I don't want to fully feed it in like this. I want to have a little bit of slack just in case I want to change the tuning down. I want to have that little bit of extra so I can play around with the tuning. But just to simplify, don't pull all the way, give it a little bit of give. Now from here, I'm going to loop around. So I've looped it around. I hope you can see that. And it doesn't really matter which way you loop it through. You could loop it in on this side of the string and go under like this. Or you can go on the other side. It really doesn't matter. You can you can get this. You could loop it on this side, so notice the string is on this side as opposed to this side, and bring it over and loop it through. Really doesn't matter. Now, from here, I like to maintain tension or pressure over here just so that this loop over here doesn't untie. And now I'm just turning this tuning peg clockwise. And when you do this, you're gonna notice that it might start to get loose over here. So what I like to do is just pull on this side of the string just to make sure that this loop is nice and tight around this cylinder. And as it's tuning, I want to make sure that this part over here, this part of the string, is lined up with the groove. So I'm tuning. Now as I turn this clockwise, I want the string to tie around this side of where the string is. So notice that I'm turning and I'm keeping a very careful eye on which way this string is tying around. So I notice that it's tying on the left side. So notice how the string is around the cylinder. I want it to tie around the right side. So I'm actually going to I'm gonna loosen it up here. So I'm gonna turn it the other way, loosen it up, and then shift it over. Just like that. So that it's winding up on the right side of the guitar, or the right side of the string around the cylinder. I'm making this sound more complicated than it needs to be, but it's just the way it is. I'm tuning, I'm holding it in place. I can let go of this part over here. Keep tuning. Make sure that this extra part of the string doesn't get tied into the cylinder as you're trying to tighten it. And as I'm tuning, I can pluck and see if it's tight enough and feel if it's tight enough. So that feels tight enough and it sounds tight enough. Obviously it's not in the right tuning, so I'm gonna use a tuner app or whatever tuner I have to tune this to the pitch of a high E. That's pretty much it. I do the same process to the other strings. Note when we get to the 4th, 5th, and 6th strings, I want the string to tie around the left side of the guitar. So like how this string is on the right side of the loop, and it's tying around the right side of the loops. When we get to the 4th, 5th, and 6th string, it's now going or tying around on the left side of the loops. So I hope this video helped you, and if it did, like the video, comment, and subscribe. God bless.